Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Black Girls Living. You're joined with Vic.
Jasmine.
We've got a special guest in the building, history maker.
Wow.
Introduce yourself, lovely.
Hi guys, it's me, Mariam Musa, and thank you guys for having me on your podcast.
Don't worry, I don't have to thank her. Looking so divine this very morning.
I'm like mid getting ready as well. I'm like half done.
Oh, bless you. So if you guys don't know, I don't know about you, but me and Jazz been raving about it on socials, but we are joined with the very first black woman to have their solo collaboration with a fast fashion retailer, which is I Saw It First. And it's a massive deal.
It is. It's mad because I still can't believe it because it's been a thing that we've always wanted as a team, as myself individually, and to have it is just it's crazy. But I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy.
Bless you.
about
How does that feel? Like, let's say you did this piece of content, you were gifted this piece like clothing from a brand, and you made it like sick video. Everyone's going nuts on it on socials, and the brand doesn't repost you.
Do you know what it is? It's like, it's annoying, especially if you do go out of your way to make sure it fits the feed, because I had to understand, and this is something I think anyone that's doing influencing should understand, is that certain brands, they have a look for, not a look as in you individually, but the background, the way you take aesthetics, So they have an aesthetic on their page that you have to use you have to go out your way to make sure that the way you're taking your picture fits to that aesthetic. Like, it can be different to everyone else, but as long as it fits to that aesthetic, then it's more, you got a higher chance of it appearing on your page. But I feel like, but I understand why sometimes they can't because it doesn't fit their aesthetic. But I feel like you should.
They make excuses.
They make excuses
They
like
do.
why?
Even in the story, come on.
Yeah, just repost it. Like,
Honestly.
it just makes you feel like, oh, they like my work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you know that.
They're seeing me.
Yeah, that's it. Because they must give gift to so many people. They must do collabs,
true.
but not really know the influence, or not really know the hard work that goes into creating content. Because content isn't easy to create. Like, it's hard, especially when you want it to look good. Like,
Especially when you're doing up choreography.
yeah, you're doing choreography. You know what I mean?
So no, but it is difficult. I think, not to name any names on brands, but we've had an issue with a brand in the past where we've gone back and forth to be like, hold on, but the girls are doing really great content. Are you going to post them? Is there a particular look you want? And that's kind of when we realised about the sort of the brand aesthetics. And it was so quick that I realised that it was just never going to happen. They didn't care. It was Mariam and another girl that we were managing at the time. And I went back and forth with this girl, like, oh, like, do you want the girls to try this? Like, what, can you send it to the social teams? Like, yeah. It's like, yeah, we'll keep sending it to them, but sometimes it doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. And in the end, I called her out and she didn't respond to me ever again. I used to talk to this girl every week.
Man.
But as soon as I called her out and I was like, what's going on? This is a problem. Like, can we fix this? She didn't respond to me again. And this is one of the big brands. This is one of the big brands. And funny enough, they're one of the brands that have had issues in the past with inclusivity. And it's disappointing.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about.
The maddest thing is that doesn't even narrow it down because there's so many that have
So many.
I'm thinking, right, that could be about 5.
And do you know one thing? Like, this is why, like, what I love about Vamp is, like, they always want to ask, like, what can we do? Like, and they always tell us they'll always ask the brand what we can do as like influencers, but also Vamp will tell us like what us as influencers can do. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite mad because we do try to make sure we're doing these things, and it's not like, and then one thing, like, we're not all about money. Like, obviously that's a big thing, but everyone wants money. But we're not all about money. Like, we do want to build the relationships, and like Vamp always tells us, like, okay, like, they need the authenticity. They need to see that you like the stuff. So when we do that, and then, you know, they come back, and it does, sometimes it's like a dead end, and it's like, why? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it almost feels like they're using black people.
Yeah.
Because you're using them to sell products, especially when you have a large audience who buy everything you like. When you put the link, you click the link, and it's got like 1,000 people click the link, and it's like you're not even. It's like you're using them.
Yeah.
So they do get the value, but only to a certain degree.
Yeah.
They get the value of the black pound and like how we are. So they play ignorant and pretend that they don't, but they do. But they just don't want to put us on the forefront, and it's. It's very frustrating. Yeah.
Well, we're seeing a change. And what do you hope? Are you going to have a part 2? Collaboration?
Amen. Like, that is
winter collection.
Well, I mean, like, it could, like, let's just say it's a good.
We want,
we want it.
It's selling now. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But that is the plan,
That's the plan. The plan is for everything to sell out, like, so much that, like, even when everything does come back again, sells out again, we want that, because then it's like, right, like, this lot so like.
Yeah.
So then it's so much easier for another black influencer to like, if they have a management to pitch like, this is our influencer. She's been so dedicated. We've already seen how like, you know, when black females or black people come together anyways, it does so well. So that's what we want. We want them to know, like, have that confidence and know that we can invest whatever in their what they want. You know.
Speaking of black influencers, the promo video. Looks.
Thank you.
You guys were looking incredible.
Oh, I'm so happy. Like the girls looked amazing. Like, and I was so happy because we're all such different, like we're different shades, different sizes, different heights, and that was something that I've really wanted people to see. That like, obviously, black is beautiful anyway, in whatever shape, size, color, whatever. But also that the clothes can fit. Shape, size, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And that was important. And there was one girl that literally, because how the dresses look on me will be so different to someone else. Yeah. So basically, one of these dresses looked lovely on me, but when this girl like she tagged me in the brown, it's like a knitted dress and it's like cross and it has the stripes at the bottom. Yeah. My goodness,
God,
her body in that dress, it just looks so good. So that's why I was so happy. I was like, right, like everyone's gonna look different. The dress it's gonna complement in different ways for different people. So I was so happy when I saw it. And with the hat, I was like, oh, that looks so good with the hat. She looks so
luscious.
Good. Yeah.
That video was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And was that your idea to have like
all the girls? So we had complete like control of what we wanted, like, what kind of vibe, which is what I loved. And I had to have like the girls in. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like if I could have all the like black influencers, 100% I would. But they're all like, they've been kind of part of the journey. They've all been supporting and they work just as hard as any one of us. And I just wanted to represent each kind of us because we're all so different, you know? So
I love that. Even though like this is your thing, you're also bringing others with you. Like that's so
you have
amazing.
to bring your team, man.
And like Vamp, like Ruby, like I could see the plan, like you lot, like even with the song, what was the song again?
It's Lotto Boys, Miss Jagger.
I said I've not heard this one. They did an exclusive. I know they did an exclusive.
They only dropped yesterday.
They dropped yesterday, guys. Make sure you stream it.
So Vamp have gone out their way again and did an amazing job with the PR strategy on this one.
It's true. It was not accidental at all. That was really important for us, actually. Yeah. We originally wanted a woman. That's what we wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did, but
there was a girl.
No, yes,
I said female.
Yeah,
did you hear me?
No, see, I changed my word. Yeah, me too. She features on it. Her name's Camille. So yeah, she's amazing. But we would have loved like a Miss Banks song or Darker, but there wasn't a new song. That
we wanted it new where like we wanted this to go so big where that we could help them as well.
Yeah,
charts and stuff. We wanted, so that was important.
So that's what we wanted, and we obviously wanted it to be a black artist. And it just didn't work out that we could have that, but. We've got a really good relationship with a lot of the labels and 2K who manage Lotto Boys, Young Team Bugsy, Jay Haas, they manage like loads of the greats. And we were like, we need a song. Have you guys got a song? New. Yeah, and they had it and it's the story.
It was so funny. It's the way I think they were texting the way he said it. I think I got something you might like. The way it was very subtle. Like we're like, okay, yeah. So we played it, and then Tina, one of the girls from Vamp as well, Tina and we were at my house, and then Tina was like, Matt, stand over there and walk to the song like you are on. It's like it's your collection. Walk to the song. We're like, this is the one. It just felt so good. It was like because I love the fact that everything's opened up now, so it's like we can go, we can have fun, and
like within reason.
And we've got like a summer banger. Like even though September, like literally next month, but it's still summer. We've got that banger to something good to cherish. You know what I mean? I feel like that song's always
celebrate.
Really
I
love that. I mean, for part 2 collection, you can do the Miss Banks.
Yeah. Because I think
we've got time.
Yeah.
What's that white influencer who does a collection within the style? Is that a brand?
Yeah, in the style.
Yeah.
What's the? And she's always it's like reoccurring. I like her. I love her.
Is it Olivia Buckland?
No, Luna something. Lorna.
Lottie.
No.
Laura.
I can't remember her name. She's rich. Like she's always got designer bags. And she's basically what I'm trying to say is there's an influencer for in the style, and she does like a reoccurring collaboration with her. I think I was listening to Two Queens, and they were like, "Is it every day?" But like, I want that for black influence. I want that for you. I want to go. I want to go on I Saw It First page and always see you like with a new collaboration. Like that's what we need.
That's it. And I think that's the thing though, because I get like sometimes you might not not know a brand that well, but because it's just that influence that you love and you know what they bring out is going to be good, you're going to buy from that brand. And I think that's quite good as well. Like I get why I like that idea. That's sick. That would be lovely if that was to happen.
Amen.
Have you also seen that black girls are like styling your videos off on YouTube already?
I know. I literally, it was someone that tagged me was like, oh my God, already? Because obviously me, when I do a call, I need to plan it, I need to be mentally, but these girls are like, get ready, got it. And they've been so lovely. Like, and I love how honest they are. And that's something that's really important for me because like, I don't love criticism, but I can. Like, I like a little bit to know what for next time because you always want to improve, you always want to do better. So there's so many things already we know that, okay, next time it's going to do this, we're going to do that. We've already know what's happening and what's not happening. So I'm just excited to see more people's reviews and tagging me in photos so I can repost them and stuff. And like, I can't wait to do my styling videos with them. Like there's so much things like, because it's only been like a week. It's like, it was on Tuesday. So it's happened and I'm like, we've got time, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to keep the momentum to keep going and stuff. So
this is random, but what's your least favourite fashion trend?
Fashion trend. My least favourite one is...
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
I know. I'm trying to think, what wouldn't I wear? I mean, I like dresses with trainers. Like I've only started doing it now, but I think sometimes a bit much. Sometimes I feel like with trends, we copy trends, innit?
Yeah.
And I think I'm the kind of person I hate copying. Like, I think there's an aesthetic that so many influencers have at the moment. And I hate it. Not that I hate it, but it's like, it's copy.
Yeah.
It's copying. It's not original. It's the same aesthetics too much. I don't know if that's like a trend, but there is a trend within fashion and influencing.
But do you remember back in the day when wearing trainers with a dress was like a sin?
Yeah. Like these lot were doing it in the club, and I didn't understand. They would wear
uni.
I'd wear heels all the time to the club. So when they're in trainers, I'm like, what the hell? Where are we going? Like we're going to the club because obviously growing up, it was like always heels, and it was I would wear like those damn high heels, you know, the really high one really in pain. High. I'd never enjoyed
going out.
I used to wear pink blazers to uni and everything. Like honestly, if you knew me at uni, oh my God, hella extra for uni. Like so much. It's like, Maz, where you got lecture? Might meet my man.
Oh my God. Pink blazer. Shoot.
Yeah, proper. Heels, like those boots to like lecture. You hear me clonking on the way into lecture. Like,
oh my gosh! But speaking of, lockdown, coronavirus has affected everything. How have you coped during lockdown?
Do you know what? Like lockdown for me was a bit hard. I can't lie. Like it was a hard time. I think when like you're at home by yourself and you're actually by yourself, you start to like nitpick at things, you start to overthink stuff. And I just think I had a stage of just being a bit down. Like it wasn't as free. And then I think that makes you in your thoughts a bit more. So I was a bit down and stuff. It was hard for me, I think, during Corona. But as it's lifted and after, because obviously we had the bad news of we couldn't do it. So it was quite like, it's not going to happen. Like, you just get scared, like,
of course.
Whatever.
What, you collection?
Yeah, because obviously Corona, so we had to like postpone it. And then you're just thinking, is it actually going to happen? Like, you never know in it when you start worrying. And when like, it was like, it was already like, the girls were like, Maz, it's fine. Like, they always reassure me, like, why are you always stressed? It's fine. We've got you, like, never stressed. Like, but I'm such a worrier sometimes. So it was fine. And then when it lifted, like, when everything started happening, like, dates are coming in, like, going down. It's like everything else kind of turned around because, it just felt good. Like, all the hard work does pay off. And I think that's what was a big thing for me.
Actually, I've got a question. What is it like being an influencer and how does it affect your mental health? Because like people have opinions of all sorts every day.
Yeah. I think it's like one of the best things, like one of the best career paths I could have ever taken, but it's also one of the hardest, like mentally, physically, and emotionally. And I think people assume it's this like, I think you see people, when you see Instagram, most of the time it's like beautiful, perfect pictures. So you think, oh my God, their life is so perfect. Like the pictures look stunning. So then you start to think, oh my God, what do I need to do to make sure my life is just as perfect, or I make sure I feel I look stunning. So you start to compare a lot. Like I think what annoys me most is when supporters compare influencers. That does not help because most times you're friends with influencers. So when they're comparing, you think, oh my God, like, why does she have this? Why not? It starts to eat at you sometimes. And that's why it's so important to have like a good circle in the influencer game, because you need genuine people that will help you. They'll be open with you, like, oh, like, they're charging me this, make sure they don't charge you that. Like sometimes it's good because influencers help, especially when you don't have management. It's hard to kind of know, especially with your following, with your engagement, what you should be charging. So when you have friends that are in the game, they can help you. So that's always a positive because it is quite scary, especially if I know nothing about invoicing, things like that. My management do stuff like that. So if you're an influencer and you haven't got that, you just don't know. So it's nice to have it's important to have friends that will help you. But also on top of that, it's just you can get down with the trolling as well, because it was Jackie Aina. I'm so glad she's done this video. I don't know if you saw it when she was in her bikini and she said unless I've said something about it, I don't need you to notice something about something and tell me to fix it, because then it's mad. It takes that one comment about something you've never had a problem with, you've never felt any kind of way with, for you to think, oh my God, I need to change this. And you'll be constantly looking at that because you think everyone else is looking at that. Yeah. So that is probably one of the hard things, knowing that you're out there for people to nitpick at something that you probably would never have a problem with. So yeah, it can be daunting, it can be pressurable, but it is the best thing. The experiences is amazing. You meet new people, you work with brands you never thought you'd work with. The pay's decent, you know what I mean? The pay's quite decent. So it is, but it's good. But it's them ones where you've got you can't expect it all at once and you have to really work hard for it. It's them ones you've got to fight for it, especially when you want. Now there's so many of us. You want to stand out. You want to, not just stand out, but you want to have true loyal supporters. Because what's the point of having all these numbers when 5% of them numbers actually really watch you and engage with you? That's really important. So
how do you stay positive? Do you have any tips for anyone on staying positive?
I feel like it's important to talk to your friends if you're feeling down, because if you talk to your friends about things, first of all, letting things off your chest is easier when you it just feels so much better when you let things off your chest. I'll say read the Bible, that keeps me positive, because sometimes I feel because of growing up in this generation of social media, we think that's everything. As soon as you wake up, check something. It's a bit much sometimes. You start to think, I'm on my phone checking all the time. And sometimes when you do read the Bible, you kind of think, oh my God, why am I stressing over this when there's so much more stuff to be at peace with? So that's a good way I say to stay positive. Affirmations are good. I haven't started doing them. I just find it really weird. But I've been told that that's a good way. So I'll definitely recommend it, because people around me said it's good. And just noting down things that you've accomplished and grateful for. I think sometimes we forget when we have negatives and downfalls, we really forget how blessed we are already. I went through a stage where I was just so negative and I was thinking, wait a minute, man. It's do you just know, remember where you were 2 years ago, this time last year, what you were going through, and now look what you're going through. Sometimes it's just good to take a step back and just think, oh my God, this time last year was worse. And I think it's always that. That's how I feel to stay positive.
I just have a question on influencing. Be honest, when you go to these events, are they dead? Because I've been to one, I was this is nobody wants to dance, nobody wants to groove.
I can't lie.